All right, it's a home game, so we want to make sure the weather's decent for it. We know it's cooler now. It's going to be November 2nd after all, but let's hope there's no rain.
Yeah, thankfully right now things look to be improved by the time we get towards Sunday. Still tracking though that round of heavy rain and strong winds for this evening. Here's the current radar. You can see some of those lighter greens indicating those sprinkles and some lighter showers out there, but for the most part the heavier stuff is still off to our west. So you can see again some of these yellows and oranges in Pennsylvania, New Jersey. That still has to make its way through our area later on this evening and into tonight. So right now, not too bad out here in Providence. There's some low visibility there in the distance with some fog and some sprinkles out there. But again, nothing too heavy quite yet, as we're still holding off a few more hours until that rain gets in here. Narragansett seeing some raindrops in the lens here, a little bit more of a damp look out there. Temperatures in the 50s across the board, 56 in Providence, 57 over in Newport, 55 down in Narragansett as well. Three key things: rain and wind arrives this evening, heavy at times, staying windy though, but drier for Halloween. And right now the weekend looks pretty good. Both days looking dry with a brighter sky. So satellite and radar again showing you some of those sprinkles and the clouds overhead. The solid shield of rain though still off to our west here. But let's take a look at Melissa, which is just chugging along here in the Atlantic. You can see it's moving very quickly towards Bermuda. There's a hurricane warning issued for Bermuda as this storm is expected to pass just to the west of the island. Still seeing winds though, 105 miles per hour, category 2 storm. Look at the movement though, northeast at 24 miles per hour. This storm is moving very quickly away from the Bahamas and up towards Bermuda, again passing to the west of it. And then as we go into the weekend, it'll continue to weaken itself, but also could impact parts of Atlantic Canada as we go into Saturday and Sunday. It may give us some larger waves, but really no impacts from Melissa for us. We're dealing with our own rain and wind though, off to the west with a separate system. This again arrives later on this evening, right for that evening commute. This is 8 p.m. seeing some of the heaviest rain in parts of Connecticut and off to our west. But I do think the heaviest axis of rain will move through our area right after that p.m. commute through about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. Notice by midnight, this is 12, you can see the heaviest rain off to the east. Still seeing some lingering showers though as our frontal system is pushing on through. So by early tomorrow morning, that morning commute for Friday, albeit it'll be windy out there, looking much drier. Here's 8 a.m. You can see the brighter skies and that westerly wind taking over. So it's a quick moving system, but it could bring us, of course, some of those strong wind gusts and some heavy rainfall as well. But staying windy right through Friday with those dry conditions taking over Friday right into the weekend. And like I mentioned, the weekend looks just fine across our area. So maybe taking down those decorations for Halloween and maybe putting up some Christmas decorations out there as well. Weather alert, this is what we're looking at. Again, rain and wind quick hitting this evening. Generally speaking, 1 to 2 inches of rain from this system could lead to some localized flooding in spots. Again, a lot of leaves on the ground, could have some clogged drains. So keep that in mind if you're traveling this evening. East southeast wind gusts as high as about 35 to 45 miles per hour. The strongest wind gusts towards the coastline. So again, just give yourself some extra time traveling later on this evening. Here's a better way to look at those wind gusts again. Not as strong further inland, but as you get down towards the coastline, could see those gusts reaching as high as about 45 miles per hour. So here's the latest rainfall totals, what we're looking at as we go forward here. Generally speaking, about an inch or two. Where you see those areas of purple though, that's where some of those locally heavier bands could track on through the area, giving us those 2-inch totals when all is said and done. So here's that 7-day forecast. The good news is, again, quick moving. Weather's looking much better for Halloween evening, of course, with the trick-or-treaters. It'll be windy but dry. Weekend looking just fine as well, with temperatures in the 50s and sunshine across the board. Of course, we set those clocks back on 2 a.m. Sunday morning, so many people will get an extra hour of sleep early on Sunday.
Looking forward to that. And get half marathon on Sunday morning, so that extra hour will be very nice.
Definitely help out.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Stephen. And the stories we're working on new tonight on 12.